So people, anyone there? Lovely. Well, that's all I need. Happy days. Let's uh let's jump in then. So, not being funny, but there is honestly not a lot to run through on this call compared to the previous Builder BFMs, purely because there is just a lot of change coming. That's it. We'll still run through everything though. I'll still show you everything behind the scenes. The only problem is I can't tell you everything that's going on, which obviously makes this call incredibly difficult because the majority of this call is normally showing you everything and telling you everything. So apologies if everything's very cryptic and I don't give you all the answers. But let's jump in. First things first, we need to make the fucking group inaccessible to new people because I wasn't joking. So let's do that first. You go into settings, pricing. New price monthly 10 grand a month. Happy days. No one's getting in now. Leah, do you want to sign up for 10 grand a month? Sounds good. No? Sure, I can change it for you. Let's jump into it then. So tell you what, it'll be good to go back on the previous month. Let me just pause that sharing for a second. What was it the other month? August. Was the one prior. Cool. Let me reshare the screen then. So let's run through the August one then. So the August one, obviously, mission was still the same, provide an affordable opportunity for anyone that wants to start and scale their business. Vision, same as always, be the only name worth mentioning. PR domination, same goal, 1,000 clients by 2027. Main things that were working for us back then, UK ads, USA ads. What we were testing was top of funnel ads, different hooks, different variations, which I'll show you all the ads that we tested. Landing page conversion rate, we were testing as well. And cold email was something that we were starting to dig in on. YouTube organic was something that I wanted to knuckle down on. Didn't know. But again, we'll get to the stuff that we have been trying soon. Lots of ads that we tested. Lessons from last month right here. A lot of it around just doing more and sticking to the things that were working. Ideas that I was exploring was Reddit ads. I think I mentioned that I booked a call with them and they didn't show up on me twice, which is hilarious. Changes and updates were the copywriting went live, which is an amazing course. Obviously, the secret project will save you a lot of time and money. That was BFM OS, which obviously we launched that now. And then the other aspect with the secret project was obviously the revamp of the whole mastermind, which was more education, more help, more AI, more leverage. Everything was FEs. So that's what the August was like. And then obviously September is what we've just been through. So again, just to reiterate, this is going to be a pretty fucking shit build of BFM. Hence why I've like mentioned it once inside the group because I didn't want like a shitload of people turning up and being like, what the hell? He's not telling us anything. So apologies for that. It's going to be very, very cryptic. But let's jump in and run through this stuff then. The mission then, the mission's changing. So our mission from the start has always been this. It's always to provide affordable opportunity for anybody to start and scale their online fitness business. It's not going to be that anymore, which I'm not going to tell you what our mission is going to be though. So you'll have to wait till November the 2nd for that one. I'll leave you with that one. From a vision standpoint, that's not changing though. So what we want is we want to be the only name worth mentioning in the online fitness business space, just pure domination. That is as it is and as always has been. Our goal of hitting 1,000 members by 2027, that's getting scrapped as well. And that has been the goal for pretty much a year at this point. So that's a big change. Community metrics, we're going to run through the data. I'll show you the ads and everything. From a target standpoint, our targets for this group are going to totally change. And I'm not going to be setting any targets on this call. So again, apologies for being so cryptic with it, but you'll see soon. A little admission from me. You'll see that the ads tracker here is actually missing September. I didn't track my ads data in September. Oh my God, Ryan didn't track data. Terrible. Just didn't track it. We turned our ads off for a good portion of the month, so it was off and on. rather than tracking that, I just track it through the ads manager itself rather than the spreadsheets, which I'll show you there in 2 seconds. But I don't have a ads data to show you today. Let's come to the group then, which is obviously the main thing that most people like to see. Let's zoom in for you. First off, then, a quick recap of the previous call. It was our first 12 months in business. Our first 12 months went really well for the group. I was extremely happy that we hit over 200 members. That was like a nice big tick. Not that it means anything. I think it's more of just a bragging right of scaling to 200 clients in 12 months. It's just nice to be able to say. I think if we had us hit 192, it just doesn't have the same ring to it. So that was more of an ego thing. So I'm happy that we got there. All the way up until this month just gone, we grew and grew and grew, and this is the first month that we've ever not grew. So you can see here we actually came into the month with 202 clients, and we finished the month on 192. So we had 47 clients join us, 57 left, which was a 28.2% churn. Our customer growth rate is 4.95%. Customer growth rate is the difference between these two numbers. So essentially, first day total, last day total, and then our customer acquisition rate was 23%, which is still in a good place. But the problem was this is churn. For anybody looking at this right now, you're thinking, what the fuck are these numbers? Churn is like, how many people did you have at the very start of the month? How many people did you have at the very end? So we can see here, 28% of our client base left last month. If we look here, 19 first day total, last day total, 22, excuse me, 2 people left. That's only a 10% churn. Dead simple. Excuse me. I think I said before the churn was these two. The churn's first day total and then clients left. That's my buy on that one. But yeah, the customer growth rate, I'll highlight it, it's probably easier to show for you, is the difference between the first day total and the last day total. Then the customer acquisition rate is then essentially how many people started and then how many people joined. To put it into like black and white terms, you want this number right here, your customer acquisition rate, to be higher than your churn rate. If this number is higher, your business goes in the right direction. If this number is lower, you start heading backwards. So you can see here, there is a 4.95% difference between about these two, give or take a few percent. In terms of revenue then, so for the group, we've done 17.5 this month. A little bit of context on this, because I was obviously explaining this last month. There was a huge jump between the June month and July month. One of the big reasons for that was because July has more Wednesdays in it than June and August, which sounds crazy, but we get paid every Wednesday from the school platform. So in July, there was 5 Wednesdays. In August, there was 4. In September, there was 4. Next month, there's 5. Happy days for next month, maybe. Beyond that in is scale. So scale is, how do I put this? Probably something that I'm just never going to talk about past this call without saying too much. Scale was never a priority from day one. It was more like a side thing because people are interested in one-on-one. But I've always stayed on every single Build with BFM call. It's never been something that I really like wanted to focus on and grow. And the way that scale is set up right now, it's just going to totally change. Again, not going to say too much about that. First day total was 10, last day total was 9. Obviously, 1 client left. That was 10% churn. The rest is pretty much as it is. The big difference between the revenue of the month previous and this one was 1 or 2 paid in fulls in here of the 3 clients that signed up. And obviously, no clients signed up this month. So this was just recurring revenue. So difference between paid in fulls and obviously recurring. Beyond that, accountability. So we're actually scrapping it completely. Accountability is just getting left. If any of you guys that are watching this are still wanting to stick with the accountability, you have the option to do that. That's fine. We would never rip you out of something that we've offered you. But from, I think it was like the 3rd of month just gone, or the 4th maybe, we just stopped taking people in completely. I think one of the core problems was the way that we priced it. It wasn't seen as serious. So I think people were coming into the accountability offer that was $30 for 30 days. So it was like $1 a day for high level support and accountability. and people just weren't treating it with like the respect that I think it needed. AKA, people were thinking that's just like a cheap add-on where it's not. It's like a full service. So a little lesson for me there in terms of like psychology of buyers, where it's great to get people to say yes and sign up, but you also need them coming in the right headspace. For example, like everyone that's came in that's not on the offer has treated it with respect and took action on it. And what I mean by respect is like number one, like logged in really fast, got their account set up, not like dawdled a little bit. Number two, like replies back to it. Number three, sets themselves targets and goals, like sticks with it. So a little bit of a lesson in me in terms of pricing in there. Great for getting people to say yes on acquisition, not great for retention. So accountability, just because of the direction that we're taking this. And again, so sorry that this fucking call is like extremely cryptic for you, but it doesn't make sense for where we're taking this to carry on this service. But again, if you're an accountability user, you can stay for as long as you want. It's totally up to you. Upsells then. So because the accountability sale and accountability and scale wasn't really pushed this month. There was no sales on the scale and 8 on the accountability because again we turned it off in like the first 4 days. Not going to go over this one too much because again this is all literally going to change in like fucking 30 days. In terms of like end revenue, then so biggest difference for us, and I'll show you the whole ad account in a second, was we basically shut off ads for like half of the fucking month. Which I was still surprised that we spent 10 grand like that. I was like, holy fucking shit, didn't even realize. However, every month sort of coming from here, we've like increased the ad spend. Obviously having a big jump from 9 to 16 on this month, but a big one from August to September, dropping it by about 6K, which is obviously a big drop when it comes to spend. To put that in context, if we're acquiring clients for about 250-ish, that would be 1,000. Let me just meet you. 6,000 divided by 250. It's like the difference of an extra 24 clients joining BFM last month and not. So it is a big chunk. But again, just the direction that we're going, we wanted to shut it off. And obviously we were doing the OS launch as well. Month over month growth, we're sitting at an average of 30%. Last month was a slight decrease of 13%. Again, big drop down on the ad spend usually comes along with a drop in revenue. But that's where we're at. That's the metrics. Again, apologies on like everything being so fucking cryptic here, but a lot of this is going to change. And yeah, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else because I feel like I'm going to fucking end up saying something that I shouldn't. Next then, so where's the growth coming from? Obviously, for us, it's just fucking ads, basically. UK, USA. In fact, let's jump into the ads now and I can show you everything we've done over the last 30 days. So over the last 30 days, you can see here that we spent £7,986, which is the $10,700 that I showed you before. The campaigns that we were running was we ran a launch event campaign to warm traffic. So the BFM OS launch and the 2.0 like smoke screen that we did. There was 48 signups for that. We spent about 200 quid. The reason that the cost per registration was pretty good is because we just ran this to warm traffic and it was really close to the actual like launch event itself. The main things though are these ones right here. We bring up, let's say UK first. UK last month we spent around £6,500 on ads. The average cost per purchase was £219 per sign up to BFM. The USA ads were way more expensive at £302. The USA ones were always like willing to pay more on because when we were obviously tracking the upsell rate into the accountability, it was like night and day difference. I think in the first 2 weeks there was like 11 not the month just gone, but the month prior, something like 11 signups from the USA and like one from the UK. So it warranted them to it warranted the higher acquisition cost if the conversion had been where it wanted it to be. But because the conversion wasn't, it didn't warrant it. If we look through the ads though, and let's see some of the ones that performed well, what we were finding was for the warm campaigns, more image-based ads were working well. So, for example, these image-based ads, we started using them on like a cold standpoint. They worked all right, but we found that the cost per acquisition went up incredibly quick. So my personal like hypothesis on that was that maybe it's getting shown to actual warm people to start with, and then it's going to colder and colder. We moved the warm ads to the images, and they start performing much better. Not the USA one this month, as you can see, but the UK one I'm going to show you in a second. We've never done incredibly well on warm retargeting on USA, but if we come to the UK one, as we can see here, it's super cheap for us. It's like half the cost of acquire a client. Honestly, not sure why the warm USA is so high for us to convert. I don't know if it's because the people that it's getting shown to are generally just converting by themselves from the cold traffic, so there's less people sitting in the warm audience. Maybe it's because the UK population need a little bit more nurturing, and then they see the warm ads, then they convert. Again, I'm just fucking guessing here, by the way. This is just what my thoughts are. I don't know this to be like 100% true. But the ones that were performing well for us were this one right here, which was literally just like a static image ad. Grow a 5K month online fitness business for just £99. And then this one was doing well as well, which is just an AI generated one. Dead simple. Beyond that, the cold ads that we were running were, let's go to the UK first. We ran a little bit to like a 1% audience lookalike, a 2%, and then just a total open targeting. For anyone that's not sure what that is, it's like the 1%, I basically upload a list of like all of our UK customers. So for example, every single one of you, when you sign in, we get your name, we get your email, you put it in a document, we upload it to Facebook and go like, hey, Facebook, go find us people that are most like these people that have already bought from us, which obviously yields like a better quality lead. Sometimes, not all the time. For us, we found that the 1% was working a little bit better. So we ended up turning off the 2% because the cost per acquisition is a little bit higher. But ironically, the cold traffic was performing better than even the lookalike, which usually isn't the case. But it's good if it is, because the pool of people that you can get in front of is a lot bigger from an open traffic standpoint rather than a narrow 1%, which usually for like a UK audience can be like 500,000 people, which again, if you're spending what we were spending on UK, like £300 a day, it can start to burn through at a relatively fast rate. The ads that we were running then, let's come through with these. In fact, just so it's not duplicates, that go for the 1%. We tested a bunch of them, loads of different video ads. These ones right here are practically identical bodies with slightly different hooks on them. Some of them were targeting PTs, etc. Some of them targeting people that are already online. The one that carried on working well was the one that we had right here, which we've literally been running since day one. The reason I turned it off though is because this sale that you see here came in later, and the cost per acquisition was like £367. So I think that this one was starting to run its leg, but again, as time goes on, more people come in, the cost comes back down again. From a standpoint of the other ones though, the ad 9, I think was, let's have a look, which one was it? That one was one of the most common questions I get asked is what makes BFM different from all these other mentorships. So that one seemed to land well. And then this one was, yeah. I don't know if you could hear that. Did you hear that or not? No. The hook on that one was overpriced fitness business mentorships are dying and it's all my fault, which I thought was a pretty funny hook. But yeah, that one seemed to do well. I remember showing Vita these ads, and she was like, "You sound so pissed off, that you sound so aggressive," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what we want." And it worked out; they were doing well. But that's the ones that we had running for the majority of that month, and then the cold USA ones were practically the same minus those new ones, because we then just pushed all the budget to the UK because of the cost per acquisition difference here. But we can see here, some people did end up converting off the back of it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The shame thing is if I actually click on here, and if we go, say, if we go maximum, where are we at? 37 grand spent so far on this one. So if we go to UK, these ones, is that another one? Sales campaign. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few more in there, but like for like what we were trying to do here, which is like funnel people straight to a school page. There's 185 ads that we've made inside of here, and as of next month, October the 2nd, not a single one of these is going to be usable, which fucking hurts. That's a lot of time put into making ads and energy, which it got a return. Great. Like we can see the average purchase, £157. Nice. However, damn shame. Again, cryptic as fuck. Probably pissing everybody off. But that's what we did. That's our ads from last month. That's really what drove the business, as usual for us. What I'm testing right now, then, so first thing I'm testing is the silent treatment. The second thing I'm testing is ignoring all questions. The third thing is by dodging answers. Then the final thing I'm doing is minding my own damn business. It's a joke, by the way. What flopped and what I learned, cold email. So if you remember when I ran through at the very beginning, the things that we were testing from last month, cold email was one of them. We've got nobody from it, essentially. And I think we sent a few thousand emails at this point. Does cold email not work? No. Does cold email not work if your attention's diverted and you're not focusing and trying to make it work? 100%. So just a classic lesson of just trying to do too many things at once and trying to do something that I have no fucking understanding of yet and expecting it to work because you outsource it to somebody else. It didn't work. That's fine. We're going to stop the cold email for now, but I might see us revisit it in the future. Only if, though, I can give my time and energy to it. But ironically, I think about 4 months ago, I mentioned I was thinking about cold email, and I even said on that call, I think this is just a fucking shiny object that I shouldn't do. And then 30 days later, I was like, let's do it. So there you go. Take your own advice, Ryan. Cool then. So here's the exciting part. Lessons from the month, ideas I'm exploring, and then changes and updates coming to the group. Let's jump into it. Lessons for the month then. Let me just move your guys' head out of the way. For me, it was never hit on 17. And ideas I'm exploring is hitting on 17. That's a joke, by the way. All right. I obviously can't tell you the ideas I'm exploring because then that would just make fucking November the 2nd absolutely pointless. And if anyone's thinking, what does hit on 17 mean? It's a gambling joke. All right, it's a blackjack joke. Changes and updates coming to the group is exactly the same as what I've just done there. Unfortunately, I can't tell you, but what is changing is everything. And on November the 2nd, I will reveal everything to you. You just have to have your faith in me and sit tight. That's it. But nice, that's the truth. Like I said at the very start of the call, there isn't a lot to run through this month because everything that's coming and all the changes that have been happening are things I just can't talk about. So I apologize about that. And I know for a fine fact that the majority of the questions that you probably have right now are what is coming, what are the changes, what's happening, why you closed the fucking group, Brian. If I go to make a school account, why is it asking me to pay $10,000 a month? Just hold tight. All right. Give me a month and I'll reveal everything. I've never let you down so far. But nice. We're probably going to wrap up because that's probably no questions that you guys have got, unless anybody does have questions that's not related to just asking me what's coming in 30 days. No? Mint. Happy days. The quickest and easiest build a BFM call ever. Normally these are like pushing an hour. Mint. Happy days. Well, I'll let you all go jump back in the group. Iman, it's nice to have you back in, brother. I'll catch you all inside of there. Again, apologies for this being the worst Builder BFM call ever. I promise the next one will be way fucking better. Because I'll actually be able to give you context to what the fuck's going on. But nice. Gavin, did you have any questions there, bud? Oh, you're all good. Mid. Nice one. Happy days, guys. Right. See you in a bit. Catch you there. Bye.